877-932-9766. It's the call-in number live here on TalkTimidRadio.com. It's the New Money Show, and today we're doing What's Up Now, talking about current events and news. And before the break, we were talking about a story, and
was it the upskirting?
The upskirting
in Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, where a guy had put a camera on his shoe, as you were explaining to me, because he was going to upskirt, and before he could do that, the camera exploded. He turned
because of the battery, and he turned himself in.
Yes.
And did you know upskirting in Wisconsin, I believe, since 2015 is a felony?
Really?
It used to be a misdemeanor to upskirt. Not that, I mean, I did it, but what I'm saying, it was a misdemeanor. So that state made it a felony. So now, Lady J, he turned himself in. He was not arrested. He was given medical treatment, and he was released and got counseling. Your thoughts, Lady J? Should he have been charged with a crime?
He didn't really commit the crime, and oh Lord, I want to say no. He should have been free to go because he didn't actually do something. He admitted to it. But my concern is, then the other half of me says yes, and I hate to be split like that, because what if he goes out and does it anyway, even though he's getting counseling? You know, and then maybe he probably needed the counseling all along, or some kind of talking to all along. But this is probably what it took, or what it takes. Oh good Lord. I'm going to say no for now.
Okay, so you want to say no for now. I want to say yes because the attempt. To me.
So you think it's the same thing as like attempted murder?
Attempted murder, attempted rape, attempted theft. I think if the intention was so obvious that you were caught. If I was on my way to kidnap a little girl and all of a sudden I was caught, I should be prosecuted for that, even though it didn't happen. I think attempted murder should be just as harsh as murder, because if the bullet would not have missed and that person died, you know, if you attempted to poison somebody, you attempted to rape somebody, I think you should get the sentence of the actual crime itself. So I honestly think that there was enough evidence. He turned himself in. I think he should be convicted of the crime. I think he should. You know, I do believe in mercy, but I think that, oh boy, in his case, I don't think upskirting should be a felony. That's where I disagree, because I'm gonna look at a naked chick if I get the opportunity. I'm not gonna climb her fence and go do it. That's when you going above and beyond. But if I see a chick bending over and her skirt blow up, I'm going to look at it. You know?
So you're admitting to...
I'm going to walk down the nude beach and I'm going to look at every naked woman I could that's worth looking at.
So that means you're admitting to your Baptist sin.
Listen, let me tell you something. You know how many married men look and check out chicks? I mean, what do you do in church? A lot of deacons are checking out the chicks. I mean, every big booty chick that come by, the girl who sits up front, in front of the pulpit with a skirt raised up, you don't think the pastor's looking? So should he go out of his way and put a camera on his foot? No.
Absolutely not.
But if a beautiful girl just happened to walk by and she have naked and he looking, then yeah, I understand that. I'm human.
So again, Baptist sin. I'm telling your mama.
You telling my mama?
I'm telling your mama.
Oh shoot, man, my mama know a lot of dirt on me. So the one I'm really afraid of is my grandma. Telling my mama, I don't know.
But see, I call your grandmother your mama.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm kind of afraid of that. The reason why I'm not worried about that, the things I can tell your mama, I'm straight. So you're not gonna tell my mama because you want me to keep your secret straight. So I'm fine.
I'm telling your mama, your grandmama, your mama's mama, your pappy mama, your mama. I'm telling all the mamas.
You good luck looking for them. I'm still looking for them myself. So you all right.
I will find all the mamas.
Now, on a serious note, we lost a family member very recently.
Yes, a top-taming family member.
And his name was Al Warner.
Yes.
And he's most known for which show, Lady J?
At the Table. With Al Warner.
Exactly, and he was on Kahari's show a lot as well.
With Straight Talk Live.
And his chemistry to me with Kahari was very, very good. Al Warner was a man, from my knowing of him, a very deep thinker.
Yes.
Lady
well
J, he sat on your board.
Yeah,
I'm not going to name the complex where you are.
He lives in my neighborhood, and he sat on the board, and he had a hand in doing what he could before he got sick to usher in a new regime.
And many people who live in your condo complex, they thought that he was the only board member that was worthy of being on the board.
Correct.
That's the kind of man that he was.
Correct.
He didn't do it for the money.
No.
He did it to help people.
He knew that right was right and wrong was wrong.
Very straight shooter.
Yes.
But I just, in my couple of conversations with him, Al Warner was a deep brother. He was somebody that I wish I would have gotten to know more of.
Correct.
Before he passed. I didn't expect him to pass.
No,
I would love to have been on a show with him.
Yes.
I would have loved to have him on our show.
Correct.
To listen to him, you can go to talktainmentradio.com, and you can go download some of our old shows, or stream them and really listen to him. I think you really would be in for a treat. Don't let his wisdom die with him. There was some of his wisdom that is on our internet site,
on our podcast. So go to talktainmentradio.com and look up At the Table with Al Warner and listen to the wisdom in which he shared. And if you can, follow Kahari in Ohio on his shows, Compensatory Concept and Straight Talk Live on, I believe that's 106.3 or 107.1.
And here's another thing that I wish that we need somebody to pick up on the table, to be honest with you, because it was a great concept at the table. And so, with Al Warner passing, I hope that a fan listens to his show and decides to pick up the mantle, because the issues that were covered needed to be discussed.
Correct.
So, our heart goes out to not only Al's family, but his Talktainment family.
Yes.
As well, his friends, his family, his neighbors, the people that he have left behind, the people that he has touched because of his wisdom. Spread it, don't keep it.
Correct.
Spread it.
Correct.
Don't let it die with you. Don't let his death be in vain.
Correct.
And so I'm going to move on, but I will say, let me just say, maybe I'll just go ahead and shout out 3 shows, if that's okay.
That's fine.
I'm always telling people that Talktainment is more than just one show, and it's more than just one type of show. That's one of the things that I love, is the versatility here. Now, again, we are following behind a newer show on Talktainment,
Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven. So we come on at 7, they come on at 6
and
on
it's more
Fridays.
or less a show where they discuss issues of the day related to religion and spirituality and how it affects the church and in our black community, and how we should carry ourselves as a people and as believers.
Now, let's not forget, we have Real Men with Pastor Banks.
Yes.
We definitely have wellness shows. So we talk about Wiggins World, and This is Libby. Mm-hmm. Wiggins World is on Thursdays at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
This is Libby is Thursdays on 7. And I mentioned Real Men by Pastor Banks on Mondays at 7. The Voice of Pink Pearl, Lanita Smith. Okay. I think she's still Mondays.
She's
at
Mondays,
8.
I believe, at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, we have Time to Travel that still comes on. It comes on Tuesdays, I believe, at the 8 o'clock hour.
Let's not forget about the Jazz Showcase on Saturdays and Sundays by the incomparable Ed Dozier.
And as well as Talking Sports, which is on Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
So there are a variety of shows here. You don't necessarily have to tune in to Sirius XM and pay for Sirius XM. We got our own Sirius XM here at TalktainmentRadio.com. Radio the way it should be heard. So we're going to get on to our next news topics. Let's pick it up. Let's pick up the energy in the show.
Let's talk about Damon Dash.
Damon
Dash is one of the founders and creators of the well-known record company now called Rockefeller Records.
Yep.
He partnered that with Jay-Z. And since the inception of that, Dame Dash has gone on to help the likes of not just Jay-Z, but Lee Daniels, Rachel Roy, And Kevin Hart, which I didn't even know, he helped Kevin Hart make his first appearance on film in one of his movies. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the movie. But
That's okay.
He gave Kevin Hart his first start, which I didn't know until I heard the story. And I heard the story. The story is that Damon Dash he saw Lee Daniels at a concert recently. And he basically approached and bum rushed him because Lee Daniels owes him $2 million. And currently he is suing Lee Daniels for $5 million. He's giving credit to himself for giving Lee Daniels the first $2 million he needed to do his first film or first project. And he's quite upset right now because all the people in which he has either given money to, loaned money to, or invested or partnered with somebody to start up a business, they're not working with him anymore, and he doesn't like that. And those who aren't working not even have paid back their half of whatever he invested. Okay. And so even right now, he's got an issue even with Lionsgate, which is one of the main film studios that works with Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey and the likes of other black filmmakers. And
several, and not just black filmmakers. Lionsgate does some other stuff as well. Right. So I got you.
Yes, but he's mad with them, and he's mad with another company. And I believe that company is ran by Rachel Roy, which is, I believe, his baby's mama.
Okay. I want to go to the Lee Daniels thing. So Lee Daniels owes him $2 million. He's suing for $5 million?
$5 million, yes.
Okay. So, my thought process is, back when Lee Daniels was unheard of, I believe Dame probably gave him some money. I think they were friends. And I think that, they were probably close friends. It doesn't mean that they had an affair of some sort, but I do believe, because Dame Dash is not a banker, Dame Dash is not a Lloyd's of London association, those Correct. Of you who've heard of Lloyd's of London. So he is probably friends with Lee Daniels.
Correct.
And Lee Daniels has defaulted on that loan.
Correct.
And when you look at how many years went by and legal fees, I think Dame Dash is within his right. Now, I'm not a Lee Daniels fan, and I'm not going to share why right this second. I might later, because it's controversial. I don't like some of the things that he stands for.
Let me interject.
And I don't watch Power.
Right.
Or is it Empire?
No, it's Empire.
Empire. I don't watch either one, so it don't make a difference.
So I
don't like the negative.
But let me add to that. I was going to say
that adds to the stereotype.
That's what Dane was also saying. He said that he had the issue of anybody who was of African American and who's a creator in Hollywood who he felt exploits the culture. And he feels Lee Daniels is one of those people who exploits the culture. He doesn't give back to the culture. He doesn't encourage the culture.
Dame, you're talking out of two sides of your mouth. Because Rockefeller Records exploited the culture. You had gangster rap when the rock was at its strongest. So I hope, now, giving back to the culture, this is where me and Dame are on the same page. But I think Lee Daniels does more damage for black culture than he does to help it. So I don't want to cover all the things that you guys go on YouTube. You can see both sides of what people think about Lee Daniels. I'm not attacking him as a person. I'm attacking the show Empire only really truly shows the negative stereotypes of black people. And it's okay when we do that on white television. Let me tell you why, and I'm not being hypocritical. The reason why it's okay for us to do Goodfellas on white television, The Godfather, and things like that, because there is so much positive white television to counteract the negative.
Correct.
There is so little positive black television.
Correct.
The negative stereotypes of black people greatly outweigh
Correct.
the little positive
Correct.
black television there is. It would be different if we had a plethora of black positive programming.
Correct.
Black people are always being picked to be the drug dealer, the gangster, the prostitute.
Correct.
Black women are always being picked to be the loudmouth ghetto chick, the baby mama, the Byron.
And he does it so well because
That's what they'll always be.
Woo, she's a siren.
And now to make it worse, black people, especially black men, they're forcing us to be gay. And I'm not saying you can't be gay. What I'm saying, when you look at the haves and have-nots, it's like they're forcing gay character stories in that just don't flow with the writing. It's obvious that it's forced. The stories are totally unrelated. So the black stereotypes of the criminal, the undercover black guy that's gay, the gangster black guy, the guy that's a thief, okay, the loudmouth black woman, these are the images that portray us on not only entertainment television, but in the news as well. The few times that you have a Black Panther character, okay, a Malcolm X character, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
A Jerry Maguire character.
Correct.
The few times do not outweigh the times that we're pimps, hoes, and hustlers.
Correct. Now, I was going to add this because when I heard the story about Lee Daniels and Dame Dash, they went back and referred to the fact that Monique also has an issue with Lee Daniels. So they were trying to see, is there some truth to whatever Dame is alleging or whatever he is capitulating about?
Little secret conversation recording between her and Tyler Perry. I kind of glimpsed at that. I didn't read it all the way through because honestly, I don't give a damn. That's why I didn't read all the way through. I don't give a damn what they said. Monique, you crazy. You don't deserve what you was asking for. You should have took the goddamn $3 million and ran with it, dummy.
Correct. Money. It's still money. You know, and here's an old-fashioned saying, and I'm using this from a spiritual standpoint to make my point. Sometimes the old-fashioned saying that sometimes God wants to see what you can do with a little before he gives you much.
Okay.
And you should have dealt with them little so you could have got more much.
You should have took that money, dummy.
Right.
Listening to your damn husband, your agent. He don't got no history of being anybody's agent.
None.
And since he been yours, look at your damn career. My king.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem I have with some women and how they handle relationships.
Following the wrong dude. Now, I want to say this one. This one here affects me personally. No, I'm kidding. It affects Lady J personally. So it's about Twitter. It was in USA Today. Sex workers have been a mainstay on social networks for more than a decade. Twitter in particular handed escorts a number of tools that allowed them to protect themselves. A way to screen clients' anonymity, the ability to find customers, without taking to the streets or working for a pimp.
Wait, what was that about?
Okay, well, hey, listen, I didn't realize this, so I'm learning some stuff. But check this out.
I'm trying to make sure that you ain't got something I need to know about that I need to maybe discipline you for.
Hold on now. It gets better, though. But since April, sex workers have almost completely vanished from Twitter. Boo! Instead
Wait. We're booing that?
Yeah, we booing that.
Wait. I thought you were G-rated.
Sex workers. Hold on. Time out. I'm speaking for the people who look at that kind of stuff. The Lady J's out there.
No.
Okay, who look at that kind of stuff.
Listen to the reaction, my friends.
Okay. So for the people like Lady J that's into this kind of stuff, okay, I want you to think about this, okay? So sex workers disappearing from Twitter is like being in the 1980s and Penthouse magazines disappearing from your father's dresser drawer. Where would we be at as men today without our Penthouse and Hustler issues?
Wait. Again, but I thought you said that your life is the G.
I'm speaking for men that are into that, not me. And then I want you to understand, you went biblical with us, okay? Remember, Jesus had to flock with sinners to address sin. So if I don't hang around with sinners, if I don't do the thing that sinners do, how can I diagnose what I've never experienced? I need some experience. So I'm doing this to save folk. Okay, I have a higher mission.
You can go watch and not get involved.
That's what I'm talking about. So watching the sex workers on Twitter now.
No. That means you can read this story and read some other stories and know that ain't cool.
Okay, listen, you're not letting me get to the point. Now, instead of flocking to Twitter like they used to, they are now going to the Austrian domain Twitter.att. So y'all write that down, y'all. Twitter.att.
Don't write that down.
Sorry, I'm not ATT. Sorry, Twitter.att.
I don't care what it is. Don't write it down. Don't listen to.
But check this
Casanova,
out.
Okay.
Why? Because that was the month the U.S. Congress passed a bill known as FOSTA /SESTA, short for Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act and Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act, respectively. And I agree with. Now, I'm talking about now, if you legitimately are a stripper trying to get your name out there, I'm okay with that, whether you're into that or not. And if you are, a porn star, I'm not up for trafficking. That part I understand. So the sex workers covers the trafficking part, and that should not be on Twitter at all. So hold on. Let me correct this, and I apologize. So I don't want to send the message that I'm joking about sex trafficking. Okay, nudity, yes. And I thought a stripper was also a sex worker. So if they're just talking about prostitution, Lady J, okay, or trafficking, I'm not for that. The floor is yours. I'm sorry.
You're not for that. I'm gonna say now, you, Mr. G-rated. I thought you love the kids, and a lot of times they target the little kids.
Listen,
little kids
that I'm not for that.
Right.
But I want you to understand. Now I'm innocent in this. If Bill Clinton smoked and didn't inhale, I went to a strip club and I kept my eyes closed. So I went to a strip club and I didn't look.
Okay, so again, we're going to talk about your G-rated life when you get up to talk to guys.
That is correct. We definitely going to talk about that.
So when God talked about you going to the strip club and you didn't look,
correct.
How are you going to answer that one?
Now, listen to this, though, before we call it a day, because we've got about 5 minutes. This is aimed at curbing underage sex trafficking and holds internet service providers liable. And we should not make it easy for you to pick up a 16-year-old girl
or a 14 or a 13
or maybe some women came from Mexico and some guys are holding them against their will and trafficking them online. We should make it harder. We should make it damn near impossible if we possibly can.
Correct.
However, the controversial law has had a series of negative consequences for adult escorts who are applying their trade willingly.
Correct.
And I'm sorry, in this case, the greater good needs to be served. Yes, you an escort, you're trying to make your money. Maybe that should be legal in some places. It's legal in a lot of countries. I think there's certain, one whorehouse I know in Texas that it's definitely legal in. Not that I've been there, it was just on television. The Bunny Ranch. But if it means that I got to close the avenues for escorts as well, the greater good is making sure underage kids aren't being exploited. So I'm sorry. There are men who purposely target underage people.
Correct.
So
now, can I just switch for our last quick? It's not really a story for us to really
you
talk
better be
about.
quick because we got 3 minutes.
Well, in that 3 minutes, I want to say that Whitney Williams, I wish to go after her. She was been diagnosed with Graves' disease. She already has a thyroid condition because that's why she wears wigs, because she's lost a lot of hair. But now she's been diagnosed that since she fell back on Halloween. She fell live on her show. And so because she's had some series of not being on balance, she was diagnosed with Graves' disease. So my thought to go after her as she finds medication treatment to keep her life together. She's doing pretty well, and she had to miss the Graves' disease and thyroid disease conference that she goes to every year with her family. But she's holding on, maintaining, not out the woods, but not in a way that she can't go to work. She's still going to work, but she's still struggling. But she's now down to wearing flats and high top shoes again, like back in the 80s and 90s.
Gotcha. Let me say this. Hey, Wendy, get better. A lot of people don't like you, but I would hope that you guys have the maturity to not wish her ill will. Correct. And that she gets good health. Most of you who don't like her, you don't know her personally.
That's true.
And even if she spread a rumor about you, and you know what, I don't think Wendy Williams ever threw a brick in somebody's house. I don't ever think she exploded a bomb. Correct. I don't think she ever participated in a drive-by.
Correct.
You know, I don't think she's ordered anybody's assassination.
Correct.
So guys, it's not that damn personal.
Right.
Okay. Any parting wisdom, Lady J?
You know, just keep your ear to the news and really do your research. Again, we can't stress that enough. Do your research and know the difference between the real news and the fake news.
Galen wants us to get Patty Pies again.
We're going to get Patty Pies for Galen.
And he wants Patty on here to serve them.
Well, if I get a chance to go out to the West Coast, then I will talk to my people who knows Patty. How about that?
I don't know if I have any parting wisdom except, guys, use your brain, okay? There are a lot of bad people out there. There are a lot of bad stories. Don't post it on social media. Don't feed these criminals wanting to be for fame. Watch yourself. Watch the people around you. Stay active and stay alert.
Stay alert.
This has been What's Up and the New Money Show.
Here on TalkToMeRadio.com. Radio the way it should be heard. You got the power.